Welcome to the Unveiled Epic Echoes channel. Today, we're diving deep into an unexplored historical mystery. The door that opened inward stood at the back of a crumbling stone chapel hidden in the rolling woods of Appalachia. A place marked on no modern map, yet quietly present in journals written by early settlers who spoke of a structure already ancient when they arrived. Its stones worn smooth as river rock, and its single wooden door carved with symbols no one could translate. In 1989, historian Daniel Mercer arrived with a sleeping bag, a tape recorder, and a lifelong obsession with forgotten American origins. Following a rumor passed down through generations that the chapel had been built atop something far older than colonial faith. The door fascinated him immediately, not because it was locked or guarded, but because it opened inward when every instinct said it should swing out, as though inviting those outside to step not forward but deeper within themselves. As night settled and cicadas hummed like distant chanting, Daniel read by lantern light fragments of a leather-bound journal dated 1542, written by a Spanish explorer who never returned south, describing an inland people who believed memory lived in stone and that certain thresholds could awaken what time tried to erase. According to the journal, these people built inward-opening doors as acts of humility, teaching that truth was not conquered but received. When Daniel finally placed his hand on the chapel door, he felt warmth beneath the wood, a steady pulse like a resting heart. And as it opened without resistance, the air inside carried the scent of earth and rain, not decay. The interior was small, bare, and quiet, yet the moment he crossed the threshold, images bloomed behind his eyes as if stirred awake, fires glowing in a vast clearing, elders pressing hands to stone walls, voices layered across centuries speaking different languages but sharing the same reverence. He realized then that the chapel had not been built to replace the older site, but to protect it, constructed by settlers who had learned, perhaps too late, the cost of ignoring what came before. The door closed behind him with a soft certainty, not trapping him but sealing the moment, and the walls seemed to breathe as Daniel felt memories move through him that were not his own. Stories of migration across ancient land bridges, of star maps carved into caves, of agreements made with the earth to remember even when people forgot. Panic rose briefly, then eased into calm as he understood the door did not open into space, but into continuity. A living archive requiring a witness. When the door opened again on its own, dawn light spilled across the floor. And Daniel stepped out changed, though no mark showed it. In the weeks that followed, his recordings revealed faint harmonics beneath his spoken notes, tones that matched chants documented in indigenous oral histories from tribes hundreds of miles apart. And his published work, initially dismissed as poetic speculation, slowly gained attention for its uncanny consistency. Visitors who sought the chapel found the path clearer than before, and each described the same quiet peace. Though none could explain it, Daniel returned one last time years later, older now, placing his palm against the door in gratitude, understanding that it would open only for those ready to listen inward rather than demand answers outward. The chapel eventually faded back into the woods, its stones settling into moss and root. But the idea it carried spread quietly through classrooms, campfires, and late-night conversations, reminding a restless nation that its deepest truths were not always ahead, but waiting patiently just inside the doors, we rarely thought to open the other way. This mysterious journey ends here, but stay tuned for more untold stories in our next video. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new stories. Thank you and see you again.